I have helped hundreds of dog owners with their dogs, and today I'm gonna help you get your dog to stop jumping for good. I'm gonna share the 5 secrets as a professional dog trainer that I tell all of my clients to help fix this problem. And if you stay to the end, I'll give you a little bonus on how you can fix your dog from jumping in 10 minutes or less. We'll see you in the video. So the first reason why your dog jumps, and this one is pretty self-explanatory and pretty easy to understand, but it is that you make it fun for them. They enjoy it, they have fun, they get something out of it. Think about it. They jump, and at least sometimes there's a good outcome. So your dog naturally, of course, is going to repeat that behavior. Quick example, you walk in your front door, you have a long day of work, you miss your dog, and you get home, you have high energy, and you're like, oh my God, hi. Your dog jumps, it's so exciting, it's so fun, and what happens when your dog jumps? It is more exciting, it is more fun, so what are they gonna do next time? Of course, they are going to jump. Now, even if it's occasional, if it's 1 out of every 10 times or 50 times, the jumping gets such heavy reinforcement that they are going to try every single time, even if they only get it 1 out of every 10 or even 50 times. Now, here's what I want you to do to change that. This is a very simple change and it happens really quickly, but I just want you to lead your dog by example. I want you to walk in exactly how you want your dog to behave. Do you walk in with high energy or do you walk in calm? I want you to walk in a very calm manner. There's no touch, no talk, and no eye contact. When you do this, you start to lead your dog, and your dog will at first try to jump and do the same thing that they've done every single time. But they will very quickly understand, okay, well, walking in the front door is not a super big deal, and you will see very, very quick changes. I just want you to do this for 5, maybe 10 minutes. This happens really fast. And once your dog calms down and sits down or lies down and they just chill, that's when you can calmly walk up to your dog and say hi. This is something that I do as a professional dog trainer. Whenever I walk in my front door, the first thing I do is never go say hi to my dogs. I walk in, I ignore them, and after 5, 10, 15 minutes, that's when I then go up and say hi to them. And that is why they are so well behaved when I walk in the front door as well as when anyone else walks in the front door. That brings me right into the second problem why your dog jumps, and it's that they don't understand the word no. Sometimes when your dog jumps on you, you tell them no, you tell them off, you tell them stop, right? You give them all the words in the dictionary to get them to stop, and they don't stop. They don't understand the word no, and you don't use no, and no doesn't mean anything. When you do this, think about it. Like, just imagine this example. Your dog jumps on you, you're saying, hey, no, stop. Does your dog stop? Odds are they don't, or at least not very quickly. They keep jumping for a while, and they keep trying, and they keep trying. Or you hold them back and you tell them no, or off, or down. In that situation, do they learn anything? The next time that situation happens, are they going to try to jump on someone? Yes, of course they are. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to make this a learning opportunity. When you know someone is walking in your front door, or you know there's a situation where your dog is about to jump, you're going to put on your main form of communication with your dog, and that is your leash. If you've seen any of my videos, you know that dogs are nonverbal learners. They are physical learners, or at least mostly physical. And so that's why we need a tool that we can communicate with our dog. So we put them on a leash. We are going to temporarily restrict freedom and make this a learning opportunity. When they do jump, you're going to correct them. You're going to make the outcome bad instead of good. And you are also, most importantly, going to include a verbal no. That is going to connect the correction with a no, and very quickly, no is going to have some meaning. A lot of people will try to correct their dog and their dog just keeps doing the behavior. If you do that, you're not actually correcting your dog, and your dog actually isn't learning anything. It's doing the same exact thing that you were doing, telling them no, stop, down, and they just keep doing it. When you correct your dog, you want them to stop what they're doing. You want them to understand, okay, I'm not supposed to do that. Then immediately after they stop the behavior, you can then encourage the right behavior. This is going to usually take 2 or 3 or maybe 4 corrections in a situation, but your dog will learn so fast to stop jumping, and they will start offering the right behavior and actually be so much happier doing it. Very quickly, after 1 or 2 or maybe 3 sessions, no is going to have meaning, and you're not even gonna have to put your dog on a leash, because no just means no. No means stop what you're doing. When your dog tries to do something, you tell them no, they're going to stop. And then when they do stop, you can tell them that they did an amazing job. You can give them treats, you can give them love, you can give them pets, you can give them whatever you want. But in short, We want them and we need them to understand the word no. If they don't understand no, we're not really gonna be able to communicate with them. Now, the third reason why your dog jumps is probably something that you know deep down, but you just don't really want to admit it. I work with dog owners all the time, and they understand the concept of this problem, but they don't ever implement it, and that is unclear expectations. Let's go back to this example. You walk in your front door and you let your dog jump on you, even if it's occasional, right? Again, go 1 out of every 50 times you let your dog jump on you. Or something that I see pretty commonly is there's 3 or 4 or 5 members of the family, and one of the family members, they walk in the front door and the dog jumps all over them. Now, that's great and all, but you then get mad at your dog when they jump on someone else and a different guest, and they jump on that person. You get mad at them. You get right, they're in trouble. They're not supposed to do it to that person, but they jump on this person? How is that fair to your dog? I want you to create really, really clear expectations with your dog. If you don't want your dog to jump, don't let them jump on anyone. Jumping should just not be in their vocabulary. That is the easiest way to get your dog to stop jumping forever and for good, is to just teach them that jumping is wrong no matter the environment or the situation. You can teach them that I can jump on this person, but I can't jump on this person, but that is way more difficult to teach. I highly recommend just setting the expectation. We don't jump. Bring your family around in a circle, have a little powwow, and everyone agree our dog does not jump on any of us. Very quickly, your dog's just gonna set that expectation that, oh, okay, whoever walks in the front door, I don't jump, that's just the rule, and you're not gonna have this problem for very much longer. So the next reason you might have a tough time hearing it, but your dog is overly dependent on you. Their happiness depends on you being right next to them, and that is extremely unhealthy. Out of the thousands of dogs that I've worked with, honestly, the vast majority of dogs have this problem, that the second the owners are not there, the dog is sad and the dog doesn't have fun or do anything. And all it is an unhealthy relationship. Now, a lot of us as dog owners, we try to communicate with our dog the way that we understand. And we give our dog a ton of affection because we love them. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to give your dog affection, but there's a time and a place. And your dog does not understand that affection means love. Your dog needs leadership and structure, and that is what they take in as love. So it's important for us to make that distinction, that every time we give our dog affection, they do not understand this as we are loving them. It is honestly, a lot of the time, just increasing that dependence that they have on us. With my dogs are obviously the most happy when I'm with them. Every single dog is the same way. They're happiest with their owners. But when I leave, if I ever go out of town and someone else watches my dogs, or I'm just not home, my dogs are just as happy. And if you can't say that about your dog, this is likely one of the problems that you have. A lot of dog owners, when they walk into another room even, their dog can't function being one room over in the same house. It's a problem, right? Our dog just depends on us. They follow us around the house wherever we go, and it creates that unhealthy relationship. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to practice having your dog near you, around you, but not with you, not on top of you. If you're sitting down in your living room in the evening watching TV, you don't have to have your dog sitting on the couch right on top of you. You can have them on the bed or the placeboard or even their crate in the same room, but across the room. Get them working that muscle of being around you, but not needing to be with you. Your dog will very quickly get used to this, but you have to practice it. You get up and you walk to the bathroom. Have your dog stay, right? Have your dog hang out in one place and don't let them follow you around the house. Practice building some distance from your dog and where they can still see you as well. That's another really good thing. And really, all this comes down to is working on your obedience and your communication skills. Having your dog have a good sit stay or a good down stay is so practical in so many different situations, and this is just another one that it really helps with. Being able to tell your dog to stay, a down stay or a sit stay on a placeboard or a bed, and walk into the other room and just know that they're gonna stay. It happens really quickly. You can train your dog to do this in a matter of a couple minutes or even a day or two. But having that will significantly help your life and improve your communication and decrease that unhealthy dependence that they have on you. And you'll start to see your dog will become a little bit more independent and a little happier in their day-to-day life, and this jumping will stop. Now, the next reason why your dog jumps on you is because they run your household. Your dog is used to being in charge. They are in charge every waking moment of every day. On walks, where they go on the walks, around the house, where they sleep, when they eat, when they sleep. Every single thing that they do, they are in charge of. And we follow them around. We let them make these decisions and we don't give any leadership. The only reason that a dog becomes the leader of the household is because you are not the leader. Now, I want to give you a quick example. The other day, I was working with one of my clients in my 4-week masterclass, and she sat down for 2 minutes and taught her dog thresholds. This is not related to jumping necessarily. It's similar, but she taught her dog thresholds. She gave her dog 3 corrections. Dog walked through the front door, she corrected her dog. And by the end of it, she was amazed at not only how her dog was happier, but how her dog was now looking up to her. Hey, what do you want me to do? When we give our dog a couple well-timed, fair but firm corrections to communicate that they are doing something wrong, they start to look up to us so much more, and we now become the leader and they respect us. And that is something that I want you to practice with your dog. Leading your dog, setting your own boundaries. Giving your dog a place to eat. They eat in one place at one time. When you're sitting down on the couch in the evening, again, having a boundary, leading them, putting them down on a place board. There are all these different times where we're just hanging out. We don't need our dog to do anything. Those are the times where you should be telling your dog to do something. Every single evening, I'm sitting down on my couch and I'm watching TV or hanging out. I will tell my dogs to do stuff. I don't need them to. A lot of people will look at that and be like, oh man, you're bossing them around. But no, they respect me so much more because I am always in charge. I'm always telling them what to do. I'm always commanding them, and they are always listening. And they know when we go on walks, walks are up to me. I decide where we go. They don't decide where we go. They know where they sleep. They sleep in their crates. They eat in their crates, unless they're working for their food. Every single thing that they do, I guide them, I command them to do these things instead of just letting them do whatever they want. And when you start to change that relationship where now you are the head of the household, you are the leader, you command your dog, they will start to respect you, respect your boundaries, and jumping will stop very quickly because you are in charge. The dog is no longer in charge. So you made it through the first 5. Here's the bonus secret that you need to know. Owners struggle with behaviors like jumping for months and honestly, a lot of the time, years. But you can get your dog to stop jumping today. Matter of 10 minutes. All you have to do is be intentional with your dog's training. This is something that I say all the time, but if your dog is doing something that you don't want them to do, don't let them. Set your boundary. Make every situation a training opportunity. If you know your dog is about to do a behavior, let them do it and let them learn from it. Now, if you want to learn exactly how to do this, I'm going to give away my free guide on this to the first 100 people. Click that top link in the description below to get your copy. If you made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for sticking around. Hit that subscribe button. It's free. It helps out the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.